Hello. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to trade the impossible. I'm going to teach you how to trade against a coin that is not usually allowable as a base currency. For example, in this case, I'm going to use ADA as my base currency. Now, no exchange right now allows me to do so, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. And here's how. Now, I've got two charts, and here's how we're going to do it. Notice I have Binance and LTC USD. Put a slash. Now, if you understand the mathematical matrices, the USD part gets neutralized out with the mathematics. So what we end up with is legitimately LTC with a base currency of ADA. Now let's come over here and let's just take a look at LTC by itself. Actually, no, let's go ahead and overlay it. That's a better idea. So compare. Okay, let's find the Binance version. And here we are. Here is LTC with a base currency of USD. Here is LTC with a base currency of ADA. Now let's see what ADA looks like by itself. There we go. So we have ADA by itself, or ADA with the base currency of USD. Now notice they parallel each other quite well in terms of the dominance. Let's actually go to a higher time frame where we start seeing some divergences. So we have ADA, we have LTC, and then we have the one I actually want to trade, ADA as a base currency. So now that we have the transformations done, and again, that is simply the exchange, the primary coin, the divided by sign, the exchange, and the coin you want to use as a base currency. Now, the coin does have to exist on your exchange, but outside that, there are very little other rules you have to be constrained with. So now that we have ADA as a base currency, let's see what I can do with this. First of all, I'm going to put the DCA module on the screen. Let's put it on the main chart. I want to see how this mess actually transforms in real time. Now I'm going to fill out the basic structure. Take out all of the stuff I don't want displayed right now. I'm going to put this back to candlesticks. Now, let's try something. what will we choose to trade on? I think for the purposes of simplicity, I'm going to use a simple stochastic. Nothing over the top. Nothing crazy. Just simple, straightforward stochastic, coupled to the DCA module. Okay, so first of all, let's get the basic setup, then we'll tune it. Now I'm going to use live data just because I prefer it. Okay, so here we are. Now let's come back up here. Let's link it to the stochastic and let's set it up for my typical 2% process. Okay, that's a little too messy. Let's clean this up a little. Oh, let's set our stochastic to, let's set our %K to 31 and set this to 7. And let's take this up to an SSMA. There we go. Now let's see what we get. There we are. Now let's go back down to the 1 minute chart. Okay, you see we have an order in place already. And you see how it parallels in. And it's going to make a 4% profit. Not all that spectacular, but it does a good job. Okay, let's go back up to a higher time frame where we can talk about what's really going on. Here we go. ADA is the base currency. Or in context of my exchange, which is Binance America, I'm treating it as a base currency, even though I'm actually using USD to fund my trades. Because I'm using USD on the primary coin, which is LTC, and I'm using USD as the primary for the pseudo-based currency. TradingView is going through a series of transformation matrices, causing the two coins to interact with each other on a different way. Now you don't need to use the same base currency. That is, I can make this LTC BTC, and I can make this ADA Ether if I want, or whatever my exchange supports for different base currencies, and still have the end result of ADA as my pseudo base currency, to which I will profit from. So now, let's take a look at what's going on. I am buying LTC based upon the ADA market. I'm buying in, and getting out with a 2% profit. I am making money trading a coin that doesn't exist because of the transformation matrices between the various crypto coins. It seems complicated when you look at it at first, but when you really look at the very basic mathematics, it's truly not that complicated. I chose a very simple and easy process to demonstrate this, but it can be as elaborate and as complex as you want. Which brings us to another problem. Let's zoom into this. This works fine and well if I want to take a long position, which this is. I open here, I close here. How do you take a short position? Well, that's no different than changing the direction of the trade. So in essence, LTC becomes my base currency and I'm trading ADA against it. Or I'm actually opening a short. Except that short is being opened as a long. And it didn't take. Okay, let's get this right. There we go. Now it took. So now, when opening the short, it's actually opening a long. So when you look at your two markets back to back, you are literally looking at the complex situation of market analytic matrix conversion. In essence, I'm taking both of these coins and using a transformation matrix so that I can then open a long position or a short position using only a long paradigm. That is a tongue twister and confusing, but as you can see, it works very nicely. Let's bring up a second sheet and I will show you the two coins side by side. First, let's take this whole process. Now, let's load this coin. Get rid of this. Going to paste in and then reverse the positions. So in essence, I'm back to ADA as a base currency. So there's ADA as a base currency. There's LTC as a base currency. But what you'll notice by doing this is they are exact opposites of each other. Actually, let's get this as it is so I can paste it. And we actually don't even need this anymore, because I'm going to show you here on this chart. Now you really see the transformation. So by doing this kind of a transformation, your longs and your shorts become inverted of each other. And that really is the secret. So if you use a platform like Crypto Hopper that does not actually do shorts or short positions, this is actually how you can invert and change your direction. So that even on Crypto Hopper, you can short your coins. But specifically from the standpoint of what we're looking at here, when you're working with coin choices, the inversion process is identical in both directions. So, here with the blue line, ADA is the base currency. Excuse me, LTC is the base currency. Here with the orange line, ADA is the base currency. And in these cases, it means it's a pseudo base currency, because it doesn't actually exist. So I can open up a long position here, and I can open up a long position here. But by using the inverted matrix that TradingView is able to create, I'm only trading in one direction, long. Even though this is a short or inverted chart, I'm actually only trading in a long direction. So I can trade and short a coin, but using a long direction. It sounds confusing, and if you don't document what you're doing carefully, it can be confusing. But as you see from this transformation matrix, it is very profitable. Okay, now that we've done this the first time, we're going to take it to the next step and repeat the entire process. But I'm going to go way out, completely crazy. Let's try EOS. All right. Now, I want to go to the second coin. Let's pick a base currency that is relatively impossible to work with, meaning it would be something that nobody would ever expect. Here we go. So we're going to trade EOS, and actually let's try to mix this up a little more. Let's use EOS with the base currency of BTC. Instead of using the same base currency like we did with USD as a common multiplier, this time we're going to do a double conversion process with two different coins and two different base currencies. Let's see. Oh yes, now we are getting to be into some interesting territory. And here you have it, a double transformation matrix done by TradingView that Jackrabbit can trade on. And let's see how that actually looks. And while I'm looking for the right modules, let me just simply say that this works with any asset that TradingView supports. I'm going to move this into the main window. And let's get it ready for the module that I want to trade with. Again, I'm going to go out of the typical, normal approach for things. So now we've got a basic setup. Let's actually look for, let's use a rune. That's something I don't use very often, and it can create some very interesting results. Okay, so let's get rid of the signal line. Now this will require practice to think about what is actually possible, because quite frankly, with this transformation matrix and Jackrabbit's internal abilities, nothing is impossible. Let's smooth this out some so it's not such a mess. Okay, let's take this to a 89. There we go. Now let's link the dollar cost averaging module and clean it up. Get the profit set. I want a 2% profit. And let's make this a little darker. Same thing with this, so it's not so glary. So now, and always make sure you pin the A. There we go. And let's turn off the signal line so we can see the candles. Or the price action line, actually, since we're on the main chart. There we are. Don't want that. 9% profit using a trading pair that doesn't even exist. So as you can see, there are no limits. And this proves something that's very important, particularly after today's 20% drop in Bitcoin. There are no bad markets, only undiscovered markets. So as you can see, with some very simple tools, it's easy to pick up, trade, and actually profit in ways that are very unconventional. Now I like the 1 minute chart, and this looks like a fairly reasonable 1 minute recipe. A little more accumulation that I like, but still 6, round up to 10, double it. A $221 budget should cover this fairly reasonable. Of course, the maximum extreme budget was $600, since my deviation is 2%. So there you are. Simple, short, sweet, and interesting. A whole new market that doesn't exist. Using, in this case, VET as the base currency, transformation from the Ether liquidity zone. This will take practice, it will take time, but between a combination of TradingView's transformation matrices and Jackrabbit's own abilities, you can create your own market anytime you choose. Until next time.